Hi everyone, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a special video on the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. I have mine right here, and coincidentally in 3 days it will be the 10-year anniversary from when I picked up this bag. This is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull in the MM size. So the Neverfull came out originally in 2007, primarily to compete with the Goyard St. Louis tote, and it came in 3 sizes: the PM, the MM, and the GM. The GM is the biggest. At one point, I did have Damier Azur, the blueprint GM bag. I since have gotten rid of that, and now I have this one, which I purchased in 2013, which is now 10 years old. And I also have this a limited edition by the Pool Neverfull that I believe I got in 2021. So this one is just a couple years old. The Damier Ebene Louis Vuitton Neverfull, it is known for these straps, which can really cut into your shoulder once you load up this bag. This bag can fit a ton of weight. I've seen numbers online that the GM size of this bag can hold up to 200 pounds without these straps breaking, which is pretty incredible. I have had these straps replaced. So I had problems here with the glazing where it was kind of cracking. That's a well-known issue, especially with the Damier Ebene version. The glazed leather is just really stiff, and so it always kind of looks nice and new, which is nice. But instead of softening over time like these Vachetta straps, which are also on the regular monogram style of this bag, you see how they like flop over and they'll become softer with time. These ones, instead of becoming softer, they just kind of crack and have problems. But this bag is 10 years old. I used to use it every single day for work. Now I work from home, so I don't really use it a ton. I do use it for travel. You can see the corners are a little worn, but they're not cracked through the canvas yet. This is a canvas bag, so that means plastic over fabric. And this is the original, let me unhook this, the original version of the Neverfull bag. So I love the interior of this version of the bag. It has the flowers all throughout. Oh, there's the strap and the cursive print. I wonder if I could just flop this out. There we go. The cursive print pocket instead of now, I wonder if this one has, well, this one's a kind of a different special pocket. It's more block letters now, which is not as pretty. Oh, and this pocket's also sewn into the bag, I think because it's a limited edition. It's like not a flap. I don't know if they changed that design in every edition of the bag. When I purchased this bag, it was under $1,000, and it did not come with this removable pochette. Like making a mess here, which now all the bags do come with. So those are kind of the features of the bag. The ties at the end are really nice because you can kind of make this bag into a different shape, give it a different vibe. It does make it smaller, but let's say, for example, you're traveling, you don't have a lot of options, you don't want suddenly this giant tote coming with you everywhere, it's more empty. You can tuck the sides in, as it kind of gives me struggles here, and sort of make it look different. I don't know if you remember way back in the day the Mary Laban bag, but this kind of gives the bag a whole different look, which I really like. I've added this luggage tag. This doesn't come with it. So there's these straps on the outside. Now these straps also get caught on things. I've seen lots of posts on the purse forum about these ripping. Louis Vuitton will fix it. Like, they will repair the handles, they will redo the trim, but they do not help repair anything that happens to the canvas. So don't let anything happen to the canvas. On the inside, there's this little D-ring closure. It's an open style tote that clips like this. And then there's this little D-ring on the inside. And I just happen to have this chain, which is sold separately in there. So similarly, this By the Pool one came with this really cute extra bag charm. This one did come with the charm. It just was part of the limited edition. This one's interesting because it has a different print on the bottom and kind of that ombre look. And then the pouch is a slightly different print too, but this is because it's limited edition. Normally it would be all the same. And I'm actually not sure about the inside, but this is a different style print pocket. Okay, So the Neverfull, it's a super, super popular bag. It's probably been one of the best selling Louis Vuitton bags since it came out in 2007. And recently it was announced that Louis Vuitton was, one, removing all of the Neverfull bags from the website. Okay. Two, I mean, the price of this bag has gone up and up and up. I should have looked up before this video how much they retail for today, but I want to say it's like over or close to $2,000 for a canvas bag, where it used to be like 800. And then three, they're not going to be available to purchase in stores anymore. They're going to be by order only. So there will be a floor model, and then you will have to put your name on a waiting list. And then when one comes in, the sales associates will call you and you'll be able to get it then. Why is Louis Vuitton doing this? Well, I think as a brand, as a luxury brand, they do not like how widely this bag is seen everywhere. And, you know, frankly, you know, every other person on the street in places like New York may have one. Now, are all of those authentic bags? That's the other problem, is that it's probably one of the most copied, counterfeited, knocked off, for lack of a better word, bag out there. And so I think trying to constrict that availability will make it so that people are maybe more suspicious about which ones are real, which are not. I don't know, but I am sure that Louis Vuitton as a brand probably does not like that, and does not like that every single person has one. For me, I think that this is a big mistake. I think, one, Louis Vuitton trying to make this bag compete with Chanel Deauville is kind of ridiculous. One, you can't really fit as much in a Deauville as you can in the Neverfull. Those are like, they serve two completely different purposes. If you want it to compete with Goyard, well, Goyard's doing a totally different thing than Louis Vuitton. And so if you like, if Louis Vuitton, you want to be Goyard, you're going to have to stop doing a lot of the commercial kind of silly, ridiculous things that we see you do. You know, like, there can't be any more like coasters and weird homewares and, you know, 5 million different bags. Like, Goyard literally has a catalog of 25 bags, and that's all they make, and you can't buy them online. I don't know, like, if Louis Vuitton's trying to go back in time to just be more and more like Goyard, but that doesn't really make sense to me, because to me, I don't know, I always really appreciated, I know I haven't shopped Louis Vuitton lately, but I've always really appreciated them as the entry point for ultra high luxury, for people who love luxury bags, quality, history, all of that. And I think trying to move away from that, like, you know, luxury for the masses reputation is just going to end up hurting them, because they can't really keep up. One, they cannot keep up with Chanel in terms of style. Like, Chanel's a fashion house, they own fashion. Like, Louis Vuitton cannot keep up with that. It's just not the same. People who are buying Chanel ready-to-wear aren't going to move to Louis Vuitton. Okay, two, Hermes. Hermes are expert leather makers, and you know Chanel has her thing with Hermes, whatever. But Louis Vuitton, even though they have very beautiful leather, all of that stuff, Louis Vuitton's not going to compete at the Hermes level. Louis Vuitton cannot become Hermes. She already has too many clients, too many people who know about it, too many people who want it, and it just doesn't make sense. It makes sense for Louis Vuitton to steal all of, you know, everyone who graduates from Michael Kors, Kate Spade, Valentino, like all of them, everyone who's graduating from those bags is coming to Louis Vuitton, and she should be excited. And I feel like it should be more of like the party. Like, I'm thinking about this in terms, I know this is like kind of like a weird metaphor, but I'm thinking about this in terms of the Eras Tour. Like, Louis Vuitton should make it like the Eras Tour, where it's like everyone's gonna go multiple times. We all know the words to every song. Like, we all are super enthusiastic. Like, that is what the Neverfull should be. The Neverfull is the equivalent of the Eras Tour. Is it ridiculously expensive? Yes. But does everybody want one, and everybody try and get one, and a million people have them? Yes. Like, I think if anything, she should be making more of them, so that, you know, when people are first getting into the luxury bags, they can buy 3, one for every day of the week, one for every season of the year, you know, your core power colors, all of that stuff, and use them to freaking death. And there will always be people graduating, you know, like as they get older, as they build careers, as they learn more about bags, there'll always be people graduating into that cohort. And I really think that that's where Louis Vuitton plays best. And so I just don't understand this trying to make it exclusive, trying to block people from having these bags, trying to make it so it's like getting an Hermes Birkin. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. And so those are my thoughts on the current Louis Vuitton situation with the Neverfull bag. I love this bag. This one in particular, okay, I have been thinking about moving this one out of my collection, but only because for me, this bag serves one very specific use case. And it's when I'm going on a fancy tropical location to somewhere I'm not worried about wearing Louis Vuitton. So pretty much that's Hawaii, because that's where I go. So it's like when I go to Hawaii, we stay at the Four Seasons, I use this bag, I feel great. When we're going to like the beach town in Mexico, I don't really bring this bag because I'm not trying to be flashy like that when I'm traveling in Mexico. So I don't know if she's getting as much use as I want her to, but as I'm talking through this and like thinking about kind of like the pivot that they're making, maybe I just hold on to it because it is kind of representative of that moment in time before they took it off the shelf, where it's like everybody should have one. It's the entry point. It should be really exciting. And like, I think the comparison to the Eras Tour, I don't know if it makes sense to anybody else, but it makes sense to me. And then this is the bag that really started my luxury bag collection. And so this is like a forever bag for me. It's 10 years in. I've had the straps replaced once, but literally like this bag looks like brand new. Is there some dirt at the bottom? Yes, but I could like easily just vacuum that out. I mean, it's because my beater bag, I've not babied this at all. And it's still like totally perfect. Like no need for replacing anything, and just nothing out there really competes like this. Like, could you get a nice leather tote from Saint Laurent? Yes, of course. But that is a totally different look, aesthetic, use case, and you can only overload a leather bag with so much stuff, and you can only beat up a leather bag so much before it starts looking totally different. Whereas these are like, you could be the sloppiest, ploppiest girl in the world and your bag's still looking like pretty good. Even like some of the really tore up, you know, Damier Azur bags still look good. So anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on Louis Vuitton kind of changing the aesthetic of the Neverfull, trying to make it more exclusive, raising the prices, all of that stuff? I'd love to start this conversation down in the comments below. Let me know what you think, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. All right, thanks guys, bye.